What's up, guys? Today we're going to go over a sales tip and training that I use all the time in sales, and it's really good for closing the deal. And even beyond closing the deal, it's really good for qualifying and getting your customer engaged with your pitch. So that way, once you get to the end, you actually know they're actually interested and there's a possibility of them wanting to buy whatever it is you're trying to sell. So today we're going to go over the statements of and or. So right here, you're going to have this phrase that you use where you're going to go with the customer and you're going to ask them and or question. And you do this throughout the entire pitch. I highly recommend you use it throughout your pitch, but you can use this really well at the end of the pitch when you're trying to close a deal, and it comes off confident but not pushy. It just lets them know, cool, of the options, as we talked today, which option would you prefer? And for you, you don't care what option they choose. You just want them to make an option so that way you can get to closing the deal. And then as you go through the deal, if you want to, throw on some add-ons, you can do that obviously, but this is the starting point. This is where you need to get them saying yes. So in our example with what we do door-to-door sales, and we knock on the door, and we usually just start by getting into the pitch by asking customers a few qualifying questions. For instance, we'll ask a question like this, and we do pest control, so I'll say something like, hey, so around here, a lot of your neighbors have been seeing a lot of the ants. Do you guys see more of the ants or the spiders? So this is very start how I go with my customers. Ants or spiders? I don't care what they say. They could say both for all that I care. And sometimes it happens all the time. Sometimes people will ask a question, you have a company, you'll be like, cool. For most people, the reason they upgrade to us is because we're a premium pest service. For you guys, if you were to upgrade, would you do it for better service or for better value? Better price, better quality? Any of these questions, all you're trying to do, you're trying to get them to say, well, I'd like to have a better price. That's the reason why I would change. Or our company's iffy when it comes to quality of service. Sometimes they do a good job, sometimes they don't do a good job. This applies to any kind of product as well. You're trying to sell them a new product, you're trying to get them to buy whatever it ends up being. The customer, you want to let them know, are you here because you're looking for a better deal or for a better quality? My personal recommendation in going over this, I don't love trying to sell people on price. I almost always sell them on quality. I always explain that I am a premium service, and frankly, I sometimes charge more than my competitors. But I do this because of all the extra services and add-ons that we provide, and then I build value into it. So personally, this isn't one of my go-to questions, but I have used it. But lots of what I use, do you see ants or spiders? Do you guys see them inside or outside? Have you seen them in the front yard or the backyard? Do you guys notice anything in the garage, or is it just in the bathrooms like you said? Those are how you get your customer engaging and how you get ammo in order to build up value into your service. You make mental notes of everything that they're saying. Okay, they're seeing spiders. They saw some in their kitchen and in the bathrooms. They haven't seen anything in the backyard, but they did see some by the mailbox. These are all things you're putting into your head. So when you go into your service, into your pitch, then you're saying, hey, well, guess what? You've seen some of these things. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to solve this problem, this problem, this problem by doing this. And as you go through the pitch, you build all this value, you get a lot of excitement, and then you go through the pricing, like, cool, typically it's this much. Today, we're gonna do it for you. You're an awesome customer, I'll give you this price. And then you close them. And you can use the same statements here for closing the customer. So you get to the end of it, there's a lot of ways you can try to close it. But you use the same phrase. You say, cool. So like I said, we'll be here throughout the day. Does 3 or 5 work better for you? So with most of our customers, they had us do the inside. Would you like us to do the inside or just do the outside of the house? Cool. And a lot of the neighbors here, they like us to give them a call before we come out. Would you like us to call you 30 minutes or an hour before we come out? And that's it. And you should be nodding your head during this whole time. That's another body language thing. And that's how you close a deal. It's very nice. It's not pushy. You're just asking them, which of these options would you prefer? And just like I said, you don't care which they choose. They could choose both. They could say, heck, I want you guys to spray both inside and outside. And you're like, perfect. We'll put that on the notes for you. I'll do the inside and outside. Let me just grab a few things from you. What was your name again? Cool, good to meet you. and a good phone for you. Go through the contract. So whatever ends up being that you're trying to sell, product, service, idea, you want to give them options. We call this the option close. And you present it in a way in which it's essentially whatever you're wanting. So I want either one of those options, doesn't matter to me. I just want you to choose one of these options. It could be both, it could be one or the other. Choose one, and then once you say yes, I'm going right into the close. I'm like, cool. And so, or into the contract, that is the close. So close them with the contract. Great, let me just grab a few things from you. And so this is the tip, option close and or statements. They're awesome. Use them during and at the end of your pitch. And then if the customer keeps giving you some concerns, address those concerns and then move back to closing the deal. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave comments below.